As our liberty and our freedoms are destroyed, we see the wealth of our nations being collapsed as we speak. This is happening right now. The income gap is widening. We have mass poverty, particularly in the United States, where they're able to cover it up so well because of the mainstream media. Let's take a look at this article here that's talking about the U.S. income gap widening. And that is a very big problem because you have the elite becoming on their own. These luxury apartments in Manhattan and other areas are selling for all-time highs. Yet at the same time, you have this massive glut of millions of homes that have gone empty because of what happened during the financial crisis leading up to that with the housing boom. There is nobody to buy these homes. They have such a problem on their hands. Let me go on quickly, and this is really the key here. 37.2% percentage not in the labor force remains at a 36-year high. That is over 1/3 of people are not in the labor force. That means the other 2/3 have to pick up the slack for those people. And what does this mean? Is that just a sign of the age gap or something like this? No, that is not the case. This is people simply not employed anymore. They can't get work. They're not getting jobs. They can push this unemployment figure all they want. It doesn't make a difference because of the way they skew the numbers. If they're not looking for a job after 1 year, if they're trying to look for a job for a year and then they can't get it, they're wiped off the unemployment numbers. Doesn't make a single ounce of sense. But take a look at this number, 37.2% not in the labor force. Look at the graph right here. It's at a 36-year low. It is very high right now. And I don't really understand how this is going to get any better considering the way that they're handling this right now. It doesn't make any sense to me. And of course, this isn't just the US, of course. This is all around the world. In the UK, it's very bad right now. And it is the same in Canada. They're able to cover it up because of the way they manipulate the numbers, but it's not fooling us. It really isn't. Loss of free banking prompts bigger cash withdrawals. This is a big thing that I'm really looking into now because people think that they're okay. If they have their job and they still have their home, they think that everything is okay. But the reality is that your money is controlled by an elite set of individuals who are planning and plotting to take away your savings. They're doing this through inflation. They're doing this through negative interest rates now, as I just got into the previous video. If you haven't watched that, take a look. Negative interest rates are here. They're coming slowly but surely. And they're doing this through the bail-in strategy where they will put their hands in your bank account and they will pull out your savings. So this is an article here talking about the loss of free banking, and people are basically trying to pull their money out, and this has gone on all along around the world with the bank runs occurring. But when it happens, and take a look at what happened in Cyprus, when they're really in fear. They go to pull out their money. The bank will create a bank holiday. It will shut down the banks. When the banks reopen, they're going to impose capital controls. And remember, I've told you this. They're going to impose capital controls, and I am not some sort of soothsayer. This is what they've done over and over again. History will repeat itself. They impose these capital controls. You can only get a percentage of your money out as it's declining in value, and that's when they do the bail-ins. They take their money and they just grab it and they use it to quote unquote recapitalize their bank. HSBC banned customers from withdrawing large sums of cash. And here it is. It says the banks block access to your cash unless you can prove what it's for. Now, that's your money. You've given it to the bank for them to hold, and the bank is going to then restrict you from withdrawing it. They say, what are you doing with your money? And this is not just HSBC. If anyone's ever taken out a large sum of cash, you'll know the interrogation that you face every time you go to pull that money out. That is unbelievable. It shouldn't be this way. But of course, the problem is that they do not have this cash on hand specifically. And then again, they don't want that cash leaving because that's their fractional reserve banking. It will collapse the whole system. So that's why I tell people, take your money out of the system. It is too dangerous. It is way too fragile right now. Where there is risk, there will be destruction, and that's what I fear going to happen right now. If it's not for the bail-ins, if it's not for the negative interest rates, there's some reason that they're going to provide us with that they need to take our money. So why not take your money out now before the crash, before the collapse? Be smart, do your research, and think of that for yourself. If you want some information that's really good, really short, and it gets into your email box directly, look at the Money GPS Insiders. It is at themoneygps.com. At the bottom, you fill in your email address and you get emails that I send out occasionally, and they're basically just short, concise emails of good information, solid information that are continuation of the things that I've done in my book, The Money GPS.